How's it going, listeners? Welcome back to Cubold Cast. Today we're going to be talking about Sons of the Forest 1.0. And that was a second intro.
take.
Yeah, hopefully this goes.
It crashed before for some reason.
Well, you turned the
Twice.
servers off, so it's working now. So it might have been the server.
We run Wallpaper Engine in the background for the window background, and that also causes weird issues sometimes.
Hopefully it stays on. Well, we are recording, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. So, we've been gone for 2 weeks. I don't think we did anything last week.
No, we've only been gone for 1 week. I think.
It was 1 week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we did the Shrouded in Power
Yeah.
podcast the week before that. So.
And well, there's been some pretty surprising gaming news.
A lot.
So Sony, Supermassive, and EA are doing more layoffs.
Those are the biggest ones. There's still other companies that laid off
Yeah.
people too.
I
Which
feel
is
like I see a new layoff headline every week.
I think the tech industry in general is just getting hit really hard with the economy right now.
But did you hear about the Sony thing? So apparently, Jim, what's his face?
No.
No, the main guy from behind Sony
Oh,
PlayStation,
maybe.
Jim Henderson or something.
Not sure.
What? He's the old guy with the white hair. You'd recognize him if you see him.
Which one?
Yeah, there's a lot of those. But basically, the company, because he's stepping down and another person is stepping up, and apparently a studio invited him over to their studio to like underneath PlayStation to like give him like a farewell because he's leaving, and then
I saw that.
it turns out that whole studio got shut down like a week after they gave him like a party and a farewell.
What?
Yeah.
So all those people were fired.
I saw that picture.
Yeah.
The CEO is in the middle, and there's all these employees around him, all smiling and happy.
That is awful. What studio is it?
It was one from the UK, I'm pretty sure.
It was a pretty decently big Sony studio too.
He was and he was still CEO. when
He was
they
still
got-
CEO when.
So he
when-
probably signed. He had to
Yes,
have.
he signed off for it.
Wow.
So that's fun.
That's
People
I
were
don't-
mad. They were like, and then they were saying like, this studio firing isn't like something that's small.
Mhm.
Like that's a person like uprooting their family and taking them to a spot to work at that studio.
Yeah.
And now they need to go and find a new job to uproot their family again to go and find another studio to work at or another job.
They don't even care about PR.
And so
at
it's
this
like
point.
Yeah.
it's so bad.
That's crazy.
Speaking of, well, we'll get the negative stuff out of the way. Then we'll get the positive stuff later. But I think last week we talked about the Mandalorian game that EA was planning.
Yep.
First-person shooter Mandalorian game. Everyone was excited for it. It's already been canceled.
Which Respawn was doing that.
Yeah.
And Respawn are the people who did the Jedi games. And if you look, EA is the section that they laid off. So a lot of people think that they're laying off people at Respawn, and they're having those people focus on the next Jedi game instead of the Mandalorian game.
That
So
sucks.
yeah,
that really
the
sucks.
layoffs are really bad.
I'm just hoping that with all these layoffs, there's some sort of effect that's going to take place in the next like 5 years where a lot of these people who are getting laid off or these studios that are closing, they maybe go and make their own, which is harder. It's easier said than done, but maybe make their own studio and compete with the larger AAA.
I mean, recently
Yeah.
the AA games
Yeah.
have been blowing up.
people
So
just aren't happy with the AAA stuff.
quadruple A.
Quadruple A, yeah.
That's not a thing.
That's a $70 game. Is a quadruple A game
Apparently
apparently.
to who was
Dun-
that?
Ubisoft CEO.
Donkey's video was good about
I
that
didn't see
game.
that.
He's like, I wonder if this is a quad A thing. And he goes up to like, you can harvest trees as a boat in Skull and Bones.
Oh,
And he goes up to it, and there's only like 2 trees that you can actually harvest, and the rest you can't. And then he's like, "What's this little green bar at the bottom?" And the guy who's playing with is like, "Yeah, that's your stamina. Your boat has
What?
stamina."
That is so corny.
It's so bad. Well, it was also in the video too. He before you boot the game up, there's like a code of conduct that you need to
Yeah,
sign off on.
I will not
And
be mean to
It's
anyone.
like I will not steal. I will not do all blah blah blah. It's like a pirate game.
You're
it's
a
like
pirate. What?
it's so stupid.
Wow, that's like making people sign something on when they buy a COD saying I won't be racist or like
Yeah.
a terrible human on game.
I mean, they're
chat.
trying to do that anyway.
Yeah,
They do have that. on
Yeah.
COD.
Their AI thing.
that's crazy.
What is it? Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
The person behind it said it fell short of their expectations.
You mean it flopped, like completely, basically?
I don't know. If you go on Steam right now, I'm pretty sure there's like 400, 500 people playing
The
it.
gameplay
Oh.
looks like brain rot.
Yeah.
Like it just
Yeah.
looks like throwing UI garbage like all over your screen.
Wait, I'm curious. I'm gonna look up the Steam charts for it.
I bet it's. Why don't? Is it mostly negative? No, it's mixed.
It's mostly positive,
Whoa, what?
but it's like
Well,
3,000
Mostly positive is right above mixed.
Oh, okay.
So the people who did buy it probably enjoyed it a little bit.
Look at 627 people playing 30 minutes ago,
Wow, that
I
is
mean,
so
and the max
bad.
was 13K.
With that few people, it would have been easy for them to review bot it.
Yeah, that is really bad.
Yeah.
Compare that to Pal World.
That's
which
a
is
$70
30
game.
Yeah, $30, millions of people playing. Well, I don't know about now, but probably close to.
I
a
mean,
million.
there's still at least a couple 100K people playing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hilarious that every time one of these smaller studios has a game that completely pops off, a week later there are headlines, the game is already dead. Because it doesn't have 1.5 million, it has 1.1 million, so it's
So
dead
stupid,
according
yeah.
to them.
It's funny, because I know those were the headlines. Last week I was looking at, I don't know, just my Google feed, news feed or whatever, and then I saw it was it seems like they changed their headlines because now the one I saw said Power World lost half of its players, but that's not a bad thing. Like they had to throw in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to save face.
There's also Little Devil Inside gameplay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Ricky, if you want to pull that up.
I have it's the second link on our notes. Oh, Ricky's here with us again, by the way. Ben's gone forever.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know. They finally released some gameplay of it, and it's different than what they
I don't even know what
showed.
this is.
You'll recognize it when you see the character model, but
Was this something that we saw during a game event?
it just looks so unique.
It does look very unique. Did you notice some of the performance issues? on
Yeah,
the trailer?
when there was like a lot of rain.
Yeah,
it looked like there were some frame drops.
Oh, I
is
think
this
I've seen
multiplayer
this.
or no?
I don't think so.
Is this mostly a side scroller game?
No, it's not side scroller. It's a mix of everything.
It does look very unique. It almost reminds me of I don't know. I was gonna say maybe Little Nightmares, but not.
I mean, kind
Scary?
of. It's like Dark Souls mixed with like Little
Oh, it's a
Nightmares.
Souls-like?
At when you're fighting bosses and
Wow.
different things. Yeah, it's like a open world exploration.
this part.
Souls like
Where the
above.
map. Yeah, the map comes out.
It looks like a diorama.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks so unique. That's what I
Who
like
makes
about it.
this game?
I don't know. I didn't look into the developer.
Because it looks really good. And this really is the resurgence of indie studios.
Yeah.
Because the AAA stuff just isn't cutting it anymore.
Skip to like the middle of it, Ricky, where there's some combat.
Not even just indie, but AA, like you said.
Yeah.
The sheep are funny looking. Wait, what was that shark thing?
I don't know. It just looks so cool.
It does look very cool. Looks unique. That would be a good Steam Deck game if they could fix the performance.
But yeah, if it performs well.
Yeah, why does it look like it runs so
like
yeah, like
here
there.
especially, yeah. See, looks like it's 10 frames.
I wonder why.
Although there's no release date for the game yet.
Probably
So
still working on it.
Is this a reveal trailer?
they showed a reveal trailer.
Good gameplay.
This is a gameplay reveal, pretty much.
The art style is really cool. It's very Little Nightmares.
Character models are really, really low poly too, which is kind of cool.
Low poly isn't the right word. It's stylized,
Yeah.
but I really like that style.
What's the lore of it? Do you know?
I don't know anything, and I don't want to know anything
Yeah.
because that's the fun of going into these types of games.
This could be another Little Nightmares series. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's horror, but
Because
Hey,
that
look,
right there is
he's-
straight
it's
out of Little
stealth.
Nightmares.
yeah,
It's like you have to
maybe it
the
is
duck
horror.
thing.
Maybe it does have horror.
I mean, it looks kind of funny. I mean, I'm sure if there's intense music blasting, that duck thing will be scary.
Yeah,
I like the way they're hopping when they're just zoomed out on the map.
so cool. Almost looks like I don't know, like one of those animated movies. Not Pixar or anything, but those animated movies on Netflix that are sometimes pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like that overworld is like your map, and you go to a different area, and then you could probably like find a point of interest, and then it takes you to that point of interest, and you fight the enemies and
Yeah.
explore.
I wonder if when you do a boss fight, it's a completely separate map just for the boss fight.
It probably is.
Huh. Yeah, we'll have to see how that is. Because if they try to combine so many different mechanics, it could get messy if they don't polish certain ones. But if they do it well, then it could be a really good game.
I don't know. I've been looking forward to this game for a while.
Oh, I don't know if you guys want to. I actually have not seen this. But
I haven't seen this either.
I put the link in there, Ricky.
If you guys want to, we can watch
The
trailer.
Borderlands movie
It
trailer.
looks so bad.
Well, as soon as
Believe
someone
it.
said that there's a bunch of like big celebrities
You
as
want
the
the
main
audio on.
characters.
Yeah, turn the audio up. Claptrap's voice is literally Jack
Can you
Black.
turn it quieter? What is that? The Holes poster?
That's Jack Black.
Ew.
That's Jack Black.
Why?
That's Claptrap. He does not even sound like Claptrap.
Why is it always famous people?
Is that Kevin Hart?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
This looks like Jumanji.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go see it in theaters, but like,
Just to make fun of it.
yeah,
Any help you can get,
because I love Borderlands. It's just this movie.
because it's on the weirdest.
Who is that actress?
I have no idea.
dumpster
Is
fire
this-
of the world in the universe? God, I hate this planet.
Like they already showed part of that.
Look, Uncharted, Spider-Man, and Venom. It's like really why flaunt that?
This doesn't follow the story, does it?
It's supposed to kind of technically be a spin-off of the first game because it's the same characters you play as in the first game.
Oh,
But I don't know. I didn't like the first game. I never actually even beat the first game because it was just like not that great.
I'm curious to see what the community response to this is.
They don't like
It's
it.
very negative.
Oh,
I haven't even seen the trailer, but I've just been hearing about how bad it is. As opposed to the Fallout trailer that everyone's excited for.
I think what they're thinking this might be is another like Guardians of the Galaxy
I was
type, where
just
it's a
gonna
comedy,
say.
like action.
Because like if you played the Borderlands games, you know how these characters act. Like Claptrap, Tiny Tina, Roland, which is Kevin Hart. You know how the characters act in the games.
Yeah.
And it's just obviously it probably doesn't seem that bad to you guys, but to me, I just don't like the picks that they chose for the characters.
It just doesn't look like a Borderlands game. They have Borderlands characters, but it looks like a generic, like quirky action movie.
Yeah.
But the music is giving me like
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Galaxy.
They're really trying.
I mean, Borderlands is very, very much like this though.
not really. I mean, it's weirder than that by a lot.
That is true.
It has its own style that this doesn't have.
What's happening right now?
I'm expelling the excess lead. I can't go if you're looking at me. Actually, scrap that.
I hate his voice. I mean, I like Jack
It's
Black.
literally Jack
I
Black.
like Jack Black, but his voice does not fit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably here's what I think that'll go. It'll go like the average person who doesn't know the game, kind of like the Uncharted movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But people who have played the game are gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like Uncharted. I can't bear to watch the trailer because it doesn't even follow the story. It's like a mishmash of like all of the games.
Yeah.
But that straight up looks like Jumanji, though. You have Kevin Hart, who's in that movie, Jack Black.
Yeah,
you have
that's
the
true.
red-haired lady.
I don't think
And-
it's the same one, but
No, it's not. But there's another character. I don't remember who that was. Was it a
yeah,
kid?
it does look like
Was it The Rock?
It was The Rock. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it The Rock in a girl's body or something? No, it was Jack
No, it was
Black.
literally Rock.
That was the second one.
Yeah.
The girl was in the body of
think.
The Rock, I think.
No, no. So the kid, like the really chubby kid, became The Rock. So he was like,
Oh.
Jack Black was.
I don't know. I haven't seen Jumanji
Yeah.
in years.
It just looks like a ripoff of that, even though it's based on the first Borderlands game.
It's like they took the lore of the first one and created their own thing. It's not
Mm.
it's not like in
That's
the
always
canon.
bad when they create their own thing.
Mm.
Um,
I'm just
Helldivers
glad
2?
glad they didn't add a Handsome Jack.
What?
They would have ruined Handsome Jack for me.
How do you know? They might throw him
It's
in there.
Borderlands 1. Handsome Jack only
Oh,
showed
okay.
up in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, but they might throw him in as a cameo.
At the end.
Yeah.
Borderlands
To
2,
tease
the movie.
next movie.
You think it'll be The Rock?
That would be so stupid.
Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
Wait,
he's
who-
the black hair guy, right?
Yeah, he took his face off and then bolted his face back onto his face.
Who would be good to play Handsome Jack?
Jack Black?
The guy that
Or,
voices Handsome Jack. You can't recreate his voice.
I mean, someone could probably pull it off. I'm just
But
It's
that
thinking-
guy's
like
probably
the
not a good
Joker though.
actor.
It's like
there
it
were
would
many
feel
Joker actors
weird.
though, and like Mark Hamill's Joker voice is iconic.
But he can't be the Joker. Like he doesn't have that body shape.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably could with makeup and
He
stuff.
could, but he wouldn't be. I don't know.
Ugh,
He's like
Handsome Jack is amazing.
honestly, he's the most iconic Joker voice anyway.
Yeah. Handsome
Damian
Jack.
Clark.
But he's not an actor though.
Yeah. Usually, voice actors can't translate that to screen as well,
Yeah.
unless they're Troy.
I mean, he
Whatever.
kind of looks like him a little bit. He kind of looks like Handsome Jack.
It's probably based on him.
Handsome Jack.
That's the voice actor right there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Lizzo, maybe.
What?
Yeah, if you're Star Wars.
Yeah, nowadays casting.
Actually, speaking of Star Wars, the Battlefront Classic.
Yes, that looks interesting. I watched
is-
the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks sharper. I mean, I'm assuming they're updating all the menus and all those things.
I hope so.
What is
But-
playing? Oh,
The what is it? It's like all the textures are updated, the resolutions are normal, so you can and then the hero assaults, which allows you to fight. It's like heroes versus villains,
that
but
one, yeah.
all the heroes versus all the villains.
oh.
It's on like all the maps now instead of just one.
I
mean-
love this, but it just makes me want them to like make a third Battlefront with
If,
everything.
Yeah.
if this does well, which I hope it does, they might think about making
really
a new
think
with
one.
all the
it'll do well?
layoffs.
I mean,
don't know.
it's right now. This is what the movie industry is doing by re-releasing remasters of old movies and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't have enough people to make games, so they just throw a new texture on it and then call it a new game.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I love the original, I don't know if I'll get it because it's literally the same game with like a few extra maps.
Yeah, I probably won't.
Yeah, and a few extra heroes
The
that
game's from 2007. They could have remastered,
Four.
like,
in 5.
yeah, well, even earlier than that. Yeah, they could have remade this like very easily. Honestly,
They really could have.
just do the same exact content, then they don't have to worry about like storyboarding or anything like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just create new textures and all those things. They already have stuff from Battlefront. They probably could do most of this
On
already.
the same engine.
Yeah,
Build it on
Yeah.
the same engine.
I don't see why they couldn't do that.
that would
Because the Frostbite
huge.
engine's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would be huge. That's what everyone wants, and they never like to give people what they want.
Yeah. Next week we'll be doing a Helldivers 2 podcast, and then
Ah, I don't want to get into that today because
No,
we'd
we'll
go
just-
on a really
yeah.
long tangent.
And then
but
Outlast Trials is coming out in March, so we're gonna try to do a full podcast on that.
Well, it is March now.
Oh, right. It's coming out in a couple weeks actually, so we might be
is
able
it
to
a couple
cover.
weeks? Isn't it like the 10th? It's coming out.
So then we could cover it. Yeah, 2 weeks from.
Yeah, we can cover it whenever. Because we gotta have time to play it too. So
And Shadow of the Air Tree DLC for Elden Ring finally
I
announced.
still gotta beat the first game.
I mean,
The
if you
gameplay
want,
trailer? Have you
We
seen the gameplay trailer?
we can duo it up and then beat the
Yeah, it
game.
was fun playing with Chug because we were able to beat the fire giant.
We can
Yeah.
even go 3 people and make it even
Yeah,
more challenging. 4
We'd
people.
have like quarter of our health.
I think you can have up to 8 people in your world.
it's
Huh.
crazy.
But I mean, obviously, if you die, you get sent back. Although there is a mod that they came out with. It actually works amazingly well now. It's the multiplayer mod, and you just spawn at the latest.
Yeah, but don't you have
Spawn
to
point.
restart your game?
Not with the mod.
Oh, okay.
The mod allows you to just join a world, and then stay in that world.
So
I wanted to restart it anyway and play through before this, and then play the DLC whenever you get to that point in game.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually it's not end game for these DLCs. It's usually like maybe like 75%
This
of
is
the way
end
through.
game.
So like immediately after.
What?
Immediately after beating it, you
No,
start this?
basically you enter the DLC through Moog's palace, where the
Yeah, so
egg,
it's-
the Mikla's hand hanging out of the eggshell.
Yeah.
That's where you enter the DLC from.
Yeah, but is it? That's not after you beat the main story, right?
You can beat that whenever, but Moog is a difficult boss.
I mean, I never had difficulty with Moog, surprisingly.
Oh,
That wasn't I had
Wow.
struggled with what's her face? That hard one that everyone struggles with.
mm-hmm. Yeah, people say that this DLC, that he was saying that it's just as big, maybe bigger than the entirety of Limgrave,
Wow.
which
Was
is
that the biggest
Limgrave
place?
Mountaintop of Giants was the biggest, but that was had the least amount of things with a lot of area spread out.
Hmm.
But Limgrave was like huge, and apparently the Miyazaki was saying that this one is going to be a more linear experience with its own not linear, there's still open world aspects to it, but there's going to be its own progression system within the DLC
Hmm.
Wow.
that won't let you just go and if you were like a super high level, it won't let you just go in and demolish everything.
That's good.
There's a separate system that you have to adapt to, no matter like what level you are, no matter what you have.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
He's holding like some sort of dog head.
Oh,
This
I
looks-
missed it.
So cool though.
I don't know. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I really have to beat it. You know, after maybe like in this in between period where we're kind of playing Helldivers here and there, then when Outlast comes out and then we're playing it, I might try and beat it.
You're so close.
Yeah, I know. That way,
It's like less than an hour away from beating it, honestly.
are you serious?
Yeah.
With it might even be less than that with if you're playing with us.
Then why don't we? I mean, I'm gonna play Helldivers tonight. But if you want, we can hop on and try to beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the place you're at now is literally the last area in the game, and there's just a boss rush.
You just get sent to a new area, and there's maybe 4 bosses left, but they're like right after each other.
Wow. Okay. I love. Yeah, want to beat it.
And you already beat Fire Giant, so you're not gonna have any issues.
Yeah, that one. Oh, I hate it.
Maybe
It's so bad.
With what's that? The duo there, the fat dude and the skinny dude.
Godskin and Duo.
Yeah, that one's annoying.
Mm.
But if there's multiple people, then it's probably not. If you're both using mimic tiers,
Oh yeah. Did they ever nerf that?
they did, yeah, but it's still OP.
Mm.
You guys want to get into the forest?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. So we played this a year ago.
Yeah.
Last February?
Literally this time, you could probably go. Yeah, people could go back and just like. I mean, they could just watch the podcast. I mean, from before.
Yeah. We're just gonna be covering all the new stuff and basically everything they added in the 1.0.
I think
We'll have a spoiler section at the end.
the thing I
Oh,
immediately
don't do endings.
Yeah, don't do
No,
endings.
for the spoiler.
Oh yeah, maybe for the spoiler section. But the one thing that I think we immediately noticed was that the forests and the caves are just expounded on. Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so much
Yeah.
foliage, and I didn't think it could get prettier, but it did.
Yeah. And some of the caves are huge. Almost the forest level. Some of those the cool thing about the first game is that most of the caves are interconnected in some way. They're not connected in this game, but there are some really cool caves.
It was fun going back. It was fun going back into some of the caves that when we first played the game in early access, it was like a pretty shallow cave, and then going back and finding like a whole new system. in it.
Which
Yeah.
there's that one cave we went into.
Oh.
I'm not gonna. We'll talk about it in the spoiler section, but
massive.
they totally changed the cave.
yeah.
I was like, oh, we should just go into this cave because we'll get this specific thing in this cave.
Was there even a cave there before?
Yes, there was.
I don't
And
know.
it wasn't a huge cave, and then it turned out to be like one of the most interesting caves in the game.
Oh yeah.
It actually blew me away with how large some of the caves got.
It's ridiculous, especially the last cave.
Yeah. I didn't think I could go deeper. Oh, for those who are watching video, there's a section here on the screen that
Oh
They
man, they're
changed-
showing up with a lot of spoiler stuff in this 1.0 trailer.
well, I think they assume people
Played the game
or
before.
watched a video on it, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they probably did.
But yeah, just the game looks way better. The caves are way larger.
The optimization, which it wasn't terrible.
It was better than before.
It was better than before, but I think they the updated foliage and everything definitely didn't let it get as high.
Mm.
It
as-
also the
as
more
it- as it
people you
was.
have on a server, or any game, the worse it runs.
Yeah.
So like if you play single player, it would run way better. But every person you add drops your frames by like 5 maybe.
But it was like it ran around 80 to 100 pretty much
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It never really went below 60. I never really got any frame drops.
Well, it definitely went below 60 in certain cases.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we're at our
Oh, yeah.
base.
This time
Oh.
around, we actually Jay set us up with a server, and a password. So it was really nice to like hop on whenever. I
Yeah.
think that actually kind of heightened the experience.
Well, because the first day I created the world, and then I gave JJ the world to put on the server.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
always annoying when one person hosts and you have to wait for them to get on, and maybe one night they're busy or they don't want to get on, and then no one can play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was good to have that, so anyone can play whenever they wanted.
I love these types of games that gets us all in the chat
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
once, and we just play it together.
I think the Elden Ring DLC is going to be the next one to do that.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Elden Ring came out, was it 2022?
I think it was
2022.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Yeah. I remember everyone being on and playing the same game.
Which the Elden Ring DLCs apparently people they were saying that it's probably going to add 30 to 40 hours of content to the game.
Wow.
That's gonna be crazy.
The DLC's $40 too.
I mean, I beat the game in 40 hours, so
Worth
that's
it.
You
Like-
beat Elden Ring in 40 hours?
didn't I?
I think I have like 40 in it. I haven't beaten it.
I don't
yet.
remember.
I have like
playing that
100
much.
something, but
You
like,
also played like 4 or 5 NG plus cycles.
I'm on NG7.
I still
Yeah.
don't know how you, even with a game like Elden Ring, I feel like weird. It's like watching a show that you just finished again. It's like
I mean, I use a different weapon each NG
I have
cycle.
33.8.
I can't play NG plus. I like recently, or like a couple months ago, I beat Bloodborne and Demon Souls, and amazing games. But also, I tried NG plus. I just can't get into it. It's like I like the restart of having nothing, not like steamrolling every boss in the beginning. I just like.
I
that
mainly
aspect.
did that for the 100% achievements.
No, I have 70 hours in Elden Ring, which is it's a lot for one playthrough of a Souls game.
I have just as many in Dark Souls 3 that I do in Elden Ring though.
I have like 130 or something in
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3. That's my most played Souls game.
Back to Forest. Something else that I thought was really fun that they added was actually I don't know if this was in the early access, but there's the golf carts.
It was in early access.
Yeah. Oh, it was?
We didn't play during that time.
They had golf carts, but in this update they added the GPS screen and the radio.
Oh, okay.
So that wasn't in there before.
The golf carts are crazy.
They're Skyrim
Yeah.
horses.
we were playing we beat it on Thursday night, and it's Saturday now, and Jay and I drove like literally a vertical mountain.
I don't know how. There was one part in the wall that jutted out. Like it was less than like a 180-degree angle.
Yeah,
And like we somehow drove over that and kept going.
it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Those
The
were
golf
really
carts
fun.
are amazing.
There's also the glider,
Which that was in the game when we played.
oh, okay, but you can store it now.
Yeah, they just added
Yeah.
the ability to fold it up and put it in your inventory, which
That-
is
yeah.
insane.
That was really helpful.
Which they added the blueprints, which
I
you
actually never got a blueprint. I don't think. Maybe
got to go
one.
into the caves that you don't crawl into. You could just walk in.
I think you did get a blueprint.
maybe a couple.
There's a cave right near our base that had
I actually didn't
the
go in that one.
blueprint that we made at the end of the game.
Oh,
Oh
well,
wait,
there was the food. I thought
that
had
was
the food
the-
recipe.
no, that one actually had the
That had a trap.
launcher,
Oh.
the glider launcher, which that was really cool. It sends you up like 100 feet in the air, and you can glide from that to anywhere pretty much.
So
I forgot
like,
to mention new enemies.
so I love this dev studio because they come up with such unique things, like the launcher that you make out of 4 turtle shells.
Yeah,
Just so cool.
You can actually have the turtle shell traps too. The single turtle shells that you can
Oh,
use to.
yeah.
that
To shoot things around.
The launcher functions the same as that turtle shell trap.
Mhm.
Like you can use it as a trap if you wanted to. What's interesting is like this game has the same quirks as the last game, and which those main things are like the cutscenes and all that stuff is kind of odd.
Mhm.
Like it's not as polished as the rest of the game. They're really good at making gameplay, but they're not as good as making cinematics.
Yeah.
Even though it's really cool, and the world building is really cool, they just don't know how to do the cinematics really well.
I know. I saw the Ricky and that. We'll talk about it later in the spoiler section. But those like end cutscenes, a couple of the comments were like, "Guys, give them a break." They're not really good at like voiceover stuff.
Mm.
Not the voiceover actors, but like just the script and like,
Sheriff Breaker.
Yeah, they hired what's that guy's name?
I forgot. Sheriff Breaker.
No, isn't his last name like Conway or something?
I forgot.
I don't know. I gotta find his name because he's in a lot of games.
He's in Quantum Break. He's in Alan Wake 2. He's in
Some
some
TV
movies.
John
Yeah.
Ashmore. They got him to voice one of the characters. It's a very minor role. Like only at the end of the game do you hear his voice acting.
Probably has like it's probably like his script was probably like 1 page
yeah.
Probably.
for the whole game.
Like they could have honestly gotten his voice from like a cameo.
Yeah.
Like I'll just read these
know.
lines and we'll throw him in there. I mean, he's a good voice actor and good actor, but
yeah.
the way they animate the characters, like they don't even make the mouths move.
Really?
I think the
so.
mouths moved a little bit. It was
Not
very
much.
minimal.
It's not. Yeah. It's very much a gameplay game. It's not a.
Yeah.
The story is very interesting, and the lore is very interesting.
The story's really weird in this one.
Yeah, it is weird. Which I don't know if they've changed it. Have you guys seen something about that?
They
They
added
did.
more to it.
They definitely changed it, which we can talk about.
Yeah. What about any new weapons or tools? I'm trying to
The
think.
rifle.
The right that was
They added
actually
the
very
rifle.
good. I like the rifle.
I
You
mean,
can
there's
upgrade
obviously
your
the
weapons now.
pickaxe. That's a tool, though.
Yeah, you can upgrade your weapons. But yeah, the pickaxe too, which you can mine
Pickaxe.
the ore. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember that
ore, which
being-
is also a new
That's
system.
not new to 1.0. That was in a few updates ago.
Yeah,
but
but
not
we're
when
not
we
we're not
played it.
we're not going over the updates in between. We're
Yeah,
going up
I'm-
from the launch
The-
to this.
Yeah,
'cause-
but I want to mention it because some people have been keeping up with it, and some people are interested in what they added in the 1.0.
oh, I
For us
see.
it's new.
Yeah, but there's a YouTuber named Farkit, which he's probably like the biggest forest YouTuber. He covered the first game extensively and like knows the devs personally and stuff like that. He's been doing like update videos covering it, and he's on his third one, and he's still making more.
Wow.
Like before, he would just do one video per update, and it would be like a 5-minute video.
Hmm.
But now it's like there's so much stuff he has to do like half a dozen videos on it.
I mean, it's good for him.
Well, yeah, but it's also it shows how much content there is
Yeah.
because he covers like the nitty gritty of everything, like little damage stats of weapons and like cannibal behaviors. He's the guy who figured out you can tame cannibals.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's been covering that. The patch notes were huge.
Oh, they were.
Like I read
I just
them
scrolled
because
through them.
there
I
weren't
didn't even
spoilers.
look. I didn't even read everything.
Yeah. They just added so much stuff in the 1.0 that they didn't even have in the previous update. So a lot of stuff like the artifact parts of that was in the game, but you couldn't make it until now.
Hmm.
So no one knew what you did with it until the release.
I think these are new. I don't know if they're new to 1.0, but they added new enemy types.
And
There's a
they
couple
even
that
brought-
are new.
They brought back some other ones too from the first
Yeah.
game.
That's true. Well, I don't know if I want to describe them because for people who haven't played the game, it's kind of fun experiencing seeing those things
Mhm.
like
Well,
for the first time.
The ones they brought back were in a previous update, but they changed how they act in this update.
Oh.
But there are at least 2 new ones.
There's one in particular.
No,
that's
there's 3 new ones that we've seen.
how about the holy? Is that what you call it? Holy?
Halsey,
Halsey? Is that new?
that is new, yeah.
That one, I won't describe it, but it's that one. I mean, when you see it, you're screwed.
Mhm.
It's actually terrifying.
At first we had base destruction on, and we built a huge base. And then
I
after
wouldn't
like
show him, Ricky.
day 40 to 50, things just started destroying our base. Like though we had defensive walls and traps, we had no chance.
It was constant.
Yeah.
and we played on hard just because it would be way too easy. And honestly, it was still pretty easy overall. But
There's been 5 hotfixes since the 1.0.
These devs are like some of the most proactive.
That's insane.
yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we had to turn destruction off just because our house kept getting wrecked. You couldn't even go through the night without sleeping because things would break the fence and
It was insane.
destroy part of the house.
It was actually insane.
So it's weird because like you want to defend against things, but they make it literally impossible. The wall slows them down for 30 seconds before they break it or jump over it.
Well, the I think the main thing is the days, because we had the dedicated server, and so I think I would get on and it would be like 10 or 15 days later.
yeah,
And I'm
but
like, man, that's
should be tied to cave progression. Like if you go to a certain cave, you see a certain enemy type, and then they'll start spawning.
oh, I remember from the first game I thought it was the amount of days
It
that you
was.
spend, and the more.
and it still is in this game too. But I'm
Oh.
saying it should be tied to
Oh, it should be.
your progression, so that like as you get better weapons, harder things start spawning.
Mhm.
Not the days just keep getting harder, even though you're just building and not exploring.
Yeah.
So they did add some. It said add creative mode, raccoons. It
Yeah,
gave
raccoons are new.
Raccoons and squirrels.
The
ability-
T-posing raccoons.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt so bad. I killed one of them, and as I threw the arrow, he stood up and T-posed at me, and it killed him, and I felt so
No,
bad.
Zevi had a raccoon head. He's like, Chug, look at this, and he shoves the raccoon in my face. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did that with a squirrel. Decapitate it and then have it as a trophy.
You can do that in the first game. You shake the decapitated head.
Yeah.
And there was 2 new mutants, the Lakely.
Yeah, just the 2.
Which
yeah.
I don't know if the twin was
The
In-
twins
that was
were
in the-
in the
in
very
1.
original.
Or really? It was
Oh,
early
yeah.
access. Okay.
So was Bacon.
Yeah, but we never saw bacon.
Yeah, we
saw
did.
bacon.
There were 2 different types of bacon.
No, there's only one.
There was the one that is in multiple pieces and it comes together. That was from
No,
the first game.
That's the first game, and yeah, that had a different name. I think they called that Bacon.
I called
like-
that bacon.
No, I think we called it like sausages because it was little like sausage links.
Oh, that thing was weird.
Yeah, all those mutants are weird. They're even weirder in this game.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, the spotted ones,
Those are harder variants of the ones that were in the caves already.
you can get creepy armor from those ones.
Yeah.
You couldn't get creepy armor from the regular puffies or whatever they're called.
No.
Huh.
Only from the spotted ones.
Oh.
The game felt very fresh because they did change. They also changed locations up.
They
Um,
changed how the progression works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
It used to
before,
be-
everything was just on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is that, but there's so much on the map. You don't know what to go for first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we already had known like the general progression, so like we probably beat it faster than most people would. Like all the complaints I've seen are like you don't have to make a base. Well, what are you talking about? You're gonna sleep outside?
What? No, you have to make a base.
Yeah. And something they added in this update is that if you try to sleep outside, then you can get interrupted by patrols, which happened almost every time.
Yeah.
Once we were like past day 20,
Mhm.
like it was impossible to sleep outside without getting attacked.
Yeah. It just felt very fresh. It was I was very satisfied with that because I know we did beat it last year, but
We
playing
beat it pretty
again-
quickly last year too. I think
Well,
It
it
took
was-
a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was slim though.
I had about 25 hours in it
Hmm.
before this update, and now I have almost 50. So we beat it around the same time period.
which means they
Yeah.
added a bunch because we could have just went to the same. They
Yeah.
changed a lot, so it's
Mhm.
basically like a whole another playthrough. But you know,
There's a lot of stuff we missed, honestly. Like there's a whole aspect to the building they added that we didn't even know.
what?
Blueprint building, like in the
Oh.
first game, you could put like super high towers in the air immediately and then just like build it by throwing logs at it.
Huh.
We could have built a lot of our house or bridges and stuff by using the blueprints.
Huh.
We never made rope bridges or anything like that.
Yeah,
We could have made the zip line up to the mountain. That
yeah,
would
we
have
did that
taken a
last
long time.
I started
Yeah.
doing that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I didn't realize it because I would have used this a lot before. But like you know how I was building that bridge in the water, you can take these blueprints and place them like 100 foundations tall in the air, something crazy like that.
Wow.
And like you'll have to build it still, but you can place it on the sides of mountains and don't have to worry about the uneven terrain. So you can build off of sides of mountains really easily.
Hmm.
Yeah, one of the blueprints was a foundation, like or like a
It was that, yeah.
like a raised foundation.
And you can make it like pretty much as tall as you want.
Yeah.
And so that
Go
would
into
avoid
creative
having to
mode
make
and just, like,
scaffoldings.
Experiment with it. See what we
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that we even unlocked that. I never tried it out.
Yeah, when you beat the game, you get creative mode, which I didn't. I thought they had that in the game previously, but
had it.
maybe I was
No.
thinking
They
of
had
the
it-
first
They
game.
had it in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also something else they added. It was I forget the name of it, but like if you eat certain foods or drink
Oh,
dirty
yeah.
water,
Comfort.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there was a
The
comfort system,
bonuses.
but now there's a toxicity system or something where you can drink polluted water and you get
Mm.
poisoned,
But it's like any water. There's like no
Yeah.
water that.
which is good,
you have
honestly.
to
Yeah.
boil the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
wait.
drink any water as long as you boil it.
The cooking pot too. There's so many different food recipes you can make.
Yeah, I think there was that recipe already, but there was no use for the cooking pot before because
The ramen.
Yeah.
The ramen is
You
amazing.
can make something called chicken noodle soup where you throw ramen noodles and a human arm. That's the only way you can make chicken noodle soup.
And the best one I've never made it was called Greg.
Yeah, it was just called
Basically,
Greg.
You had to throw in a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs, and you were able to make like this thing that basically maxed out your stats.
It was a whole human.
yeah,
What?
a whole cannibal you just threw in.
Yeah. There's a lot of recipes I didn't try out too. Like there was one that gives you full everything, full comfort, full health, stamina, food.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff, and honestly, like if I don't know if we'll ever play it again as a group, but it would be fun to play on hard survival where you can't do the dupe thing that we were doing. Because if you save your character, your character is tied to your own PC. It's not saved on the server side, so you can like throw all your items on a shelf after you've saved, and then exit the game without saving, and come back, and you'll have everything, and everything will be on the shelf.
I thought that was a server side thing, not a difficulty thing.
Well, that in itself is a server. It's not server side. It's a gameplay thing. But the difficulty, things don't respawn. So you can pick up something once, but it'll never spawn there
But
again.
the thing is, like, I liked not having to worry about the food and stuff that much. If that makes sense.
It depends.
It's I guess people like to play things differently. Like I like the survival aspects of it, but I wouldn't want it to be any harder than it is now. Because the thing is about this game is the exploration. That's what I enjoy about it.
I enjoy the exploration, but also I like when it's harder to do it because like you have to make sure that you're stocked up on food before going out. You can't just like, oh, I have no food. I'll figure it out later. I'll find a bunch of ramen noodles in a bunker and eat it.
I think it's good that they have that option for people.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think I'm glad that we played it through in the difficulty that we had it at, but
Yeah, like
it's nice to have that option if we wanted to
if you
play it
want a
again.
true survival game, you can have it.
Yeah.
Especially if you play single player, it's going to be pretty difficult. And there's actually a custom game mode type now where you can change everything. Like you can change it to be normal difficulty, but things don't respawn.
Huh.
You can change the aggression level of enemies, like how frequently patrols go by areas. You can change everything. And that's interesting because like if people don't like fighting as much, they can turn a lot of the enemy encounters off.
Yeah.
And they can enjoy.
You could
other
probably even
parts of
turn
it.
mutants off and just have the cannibals.
I don't know about that because they are tied to some major gameplay things.
I mean, you go into creative mode, there's nothing.
Oh, really?
No,
haven't-
like you can turn enemies off in creative mode.
Oh, I haven't tried creative mode, so I don't know the settings. I'm assuming
It's the same thing as the first game. It's just the second game.
Yeah. But the blueprint thing was what people were most excited about in terms of building, just because of how easy it makes certain things.
Which they added that upgrade system
What, for weapons?
with the ore.
That was cool.
Yeah, which spoilerish. So
We could
Well-
get into spoilers now.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't put it up just yet. For those who haven't played the game, we're gonna go into spoiler section. The 1.0 is amazing. I think it's everything that we could have ever wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's very,
if you did play it last year when it first came out, or even if you are new to it, I mean, it's still worth playing.
oh yeah,
It's
it's
different.
way better now, honestly. We always enjoyed it. I know some people had complaints. Probably the biggest one was that it's too empty. No way.
it's not
Like,
not yeah.
Anyone who's been hiking in the woods will
Yeah.
know that that's how woods are.
Well, that's the other thing is that the forest feels like a forest. Like you could be running in areas of trees for like 5 minutes before you find something, which is
Mhm.
how it should be.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff we didn't find and a lot of waypoints we didn't go to just because there were so many now.
Yeah.
Most are small things, but they're still interesting to find.
Mhm.
And they made it easier to find stuff too with the flare system, where you'd find
Yeah.
like the guy that's about to die holding a flare.
You'll have no issues with actual progression.
Yeah.
But then the other stuff is just side stuff that if you want to explore, you can do that. And there's a lot of extra lore and stuff like videos they've added.
Yeah.
I know
That was
those weren't
cool.
specific to 1.0, but there's a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. We can go
So,
into spoilers
yeah. Spoiler section.
for audio listeners.
Give it a couple seconds here.
One thing that was really cool, this is an end game thing, is that when we beat the game, there was I don't think there was a boss actually.
No, there wasn't.
But
There were just a
now
lot of demons.
There are 2 bosses now. There's like this demon boss, which the spoiler thing went away, Ricky.
Oh yeah, I put it away. You want me
No, you
No,
can leave it.
Yeah. The demon boss, which was really cool. And then at the end of the game, there was an even larger boss, which was extremely cinematic because we were
Which
fighting.
I didn't realize that guy. That I knew there was going to be a boss at the end of the cave.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be an end game
That was
awesome.
awesome.
Mhm.
It was
loved it.
nighttime, so we started throwing flares around, and it was like so cinematic.
Yeah, I watched gameplay, and almost everyone that played it was during daytime. So we
Oh, yeah.
kind of got.
Yeah, it
think
was
I
really
like
cool during
Oh.
night.
Yeah, it was cool during night.
It's whatever time of day you do it.
One-
and I've
one
seen
person
one
did it
in the
in-
winter.
Yeah, winter.
Well, although it might have been daytime, it was daytime when we went into the bunker.
Yeah.
So it's gonna turn nighttime. So it's just like it's random.
You know,
Took us a
both
while.
the demon boss and this boss aren't 1.0 specific. They
Oh,
were they were
really?
added before. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So there aren't any new bosses.
So it was the artifact thing that they added with this update.
They added
Yeah.
like 2 extra pieces to complete it, so that's what.
yeah, you couldn't complete the artifact before.
Which my thing is, what if you didn't collect all the pieces? You would still have to find them.
You still have
after
to go
beat
and
the
get
boss.
them. Yeah.
I think probably any pieces you had in your inventory would still pop out, and then you could. Well, actually, I don't know.
It would probably just the ball. Actually, what if you didn't have any?
Well, no,
piece?
in the video Ricky sent, there's one ending called artifact ending, and I'm guessing if you don't have the 6 pieces or whatever, it doesn't pop out of your bag.
Huh.
Oh.
Only if you have one more piece to go does that whole cutscene thing happen at the end.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So that's the ending. We got the new one then,
Yeah,
technically. Okay.
and all of those cutscenes are new. So they did change the ending. I don't know if you remember, but originally you all go into the cube
Yeah.
at the end, and Timmy gets cured. That was the original ending.
Oh yeah.
Like his whole mutant thing was gone. It like separated the converged, like alternate reality part of him,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a whole person again without the mutation.
He got that from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the first game, before the game released, there was an ending where he was like having a seizure on the floor or
Yeah.
something. And then it looked like he died. But then in the 1.0 release, there was an extra cutscene that teased the second game and then showed that his hand was all like bubbly
Lumpy.
and
Yeah.
mutated. And then at the end of this game, there's a tease for yet another forest game.
What?
Really?
Did you watch
I didn't
Did
watch
you-
the
do you guys want
cutscenes.
me to pull it up?
Are you serious? They're making another one? Or there's
It was teased, but we can go ahead and watch all these cutscenes right now. Oh,
I don't know if we need to see
we don't
this
need to
part.
watch that part.
Wait, so I'm curious. So it just
That
Just walk through.
went through
Oh,
Virginia.
Yeah, this person's gameplay was glitched. It's actually kind of funny. If you skip ahead, you see Virginia T posing when the door opens.
I think I saw that in the comments.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I don't know that
That was pretty.
it's so cool.
This
I
lore
love the
is so-
Golden City
Yeah,
stuff.
that is so interesting.
Which
So unique.
the cave that we were referring to before, the big cave, had a literal spaceship in it with spacesuit
That
and
was
the golden armor.
that was mind blowing.
With lightning,
it was
Yeah.
it was such
shooting
a
out of the
cool
orb.
because that was the first thing we saw of the Golden City technically.
Yeah.
I won't say it's as interesting as when we first found the lab from the first game because we didn't expect the lab.
Yeah.
We expected something cool.
What?
That's awesome.
There's Sean Ashmore's voice as Timmy.
Sheriff Breaker.
But yeah, so before that enemy, that guy was still dead like that, but now he breaks out of the ground. That was released like a few months ago, I'm pretty sure.
It's just pretty cool how like he grows his arm out and like
So
Yeah,
weird.
I know. It is weird. Who's screaming?
Timmy.
Wait, I didn't get to see that fully because it was so dark.
Yeah.
I love the ragdoll of Timmy. He just gets thrown.
The flares at night in the rain was so cool.
Oh, isn't this this is the guy?
Yeah, I didn't even realize
The
that.
Asian
No,
guy.
I didn't. It was too dark out.
That guy's voice is like he's very B-movie villain.
Yeah. He kind of just like was killing
He's
people.
kind of random. Like I don't even know what
Yeah.
his whole thing was.
Hey, he has
He
a golden
was-
shotgun. Which
Pretty sure he's a corporate lawyer, worked for Puffton.
Hmm.
And you see emails talking about how he's like kind of like going insane.
Oh.
And one of the videos we found was him literally executing some of those cultists that they found.
Oh.
Mhm.
He's
So-
trying to find the Golden City, right?
Yeah. Like I guess he
down,
knew that it wasn't going to grant eternal life or whatever they thought it would be.
Yeah.
And when everything like went to
CIA.
chaos, he took advantage of it.
Mm.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
this we went and grabbed the artifact.
Yeah, so we didn't see the other endings. You guys haven't watched these yet?
I saw
haven't
some, but I didn't
seen
see the
them,
one that was
no.
teasing the next game.
It's the one immediately after this.
Get down, son.
Although this,
That old guy is the guy you play as in the first
So
game.
this is the
Yeah.
helicopter thing where you go on the helicopter. It's actually pretty interesting.
it is cool.
No, I
that
got
Virginia?
devoured by twin. What?
You know, those must be the cannibals getting mutated even more
Yeah.
after that went off.
What? The baby just got shoved into the propellers.
Jay, the
Hmm?
end of this video was really funny. You remember it?
In the car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. One
Yeah.
shotgun bullet to that guy killed him.
Now you
Yeah,
remember it too.
sure, dude.
They keep switching.
I'm curious though, like if they do make another forest, I don't know if I want it to be a survival game.
I don't know.
How else could it be though?
I don't know.
I wouldn't mind it. They just
Maybe like a linear story.
they'd have to go
People would not be happy about that. It needs to be
a force.
better.
Yeah, you go for a force game for the survival. They would just need to like. I don't know. The bar.
I don't know how they do that. I feel like they should honestly just save it here and work on a new IP or something.
I don't know. I mean, they obviously care a lot about the IP though.
Well, they do, yeah.
They may have had this plan for a while.
To be honest, with how this game came out, I trust them that they could outdo this game,
Oh yeah.
but it's just gonna be very difficult for them. Cause like, how can you outdo everything that's in this game? Like,
Yeah.
just crazy.
So that was the first part of the ending, and then you see a couple other cutscenes after that.
Well, I mean, they finished this game in basically a year.
So this is called the normal.
So they could do a
Yeah.
lot. Like
It's getting
if they like
This is the ending I'm talking about.
what I'm turning into. I need your help.
Look at his face when he turns around.
I've told you I can.
Who? Timmy.
Who's this doctor?
I don't know. I think he's an unintroduced character.
What's wrong with his face?
oh, it's like
It's all
mutating.
mutated. And the doctor saw the solo fight,
Yeah.
which he knew what it was.
And then this
Yeah.
is that Calvin ending. It's pretty.
So that's the tease. That's the tease.
That's the tease, yeah.
Okay.
It's not anything major, but he's for some reason Timmy's still mutating.
Yeah. So yeah, in early access they made it to where he's healed, but now
What is like the
I think
polka dot PJs? What is
Yeah.
that?
He's building the cabin. It's kind of sad.
yeah he's
He
had
misses
brain
it.
damage.
It literally said brain damage ward.
But honestly, this ending is way better than the original Forest.
Look, he just did sign language.
Yeah,
If they're teaching him sign language.
I think he knew silent.
He was doing thumbs up
Oh,
too. Yeah, the thumbs up. He always does that.
it's all good.
I wonder if he dies during. He doesn't. This one won't show. I wonder how you get these.
This is the
specific-
normal ending. If you leave the helicopter,
Oh, all these play at once.
And I
think so.
I think these all play because these survived. You remember we got that achievement that said
Yeah.
you beat the game.
Wait, are they
Um,
taking her third leg off?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's funny.
I didn't watch any of these.
He's balling now.
Wasn't he just a soldier?
I think so.
You know, it has like a supercar over here.
Yeah.
Rando soldier. Maybe he put out a book or something.
Maybe like Eric did.
Yeah.
Or probably since this is modern, it would be like a YouTube channel or
Yeah.
something.
Look at this Akira he's in.
Pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Wait, what?
She's
Wait,
pregnant.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
I didn't even notice that.
Not.
Then there's a
And
country
yeah,
version
that's
of that.
kind of cool because like she was obsessed with music whenever she danced on the island.
No, but that's the other weird song. that kept-
The cereal song.
Yeah, this is the country version of it.
And Kelvin,
You adopt Kelvin.
what?
You know?
I mean,
He was
he
probably
had
your
brain
friend.
damage, so he needs someone to take care of him.
Yeah.
That's probably what a lot of people wanted, to be honest.
since
To
they were
end up
both-
with Virginia.
They were both
Yeah.
soldiers, so maybe they were friends. You know, him and Calvin.
I'm sure they were,
Probably.
Yeah.
but they also
probably.
survived together for a while. So
yeah, so we
yeah.
didn't see these because we had to watch these separately because we went back onto the island with the
Imagine
artifact.
how messed it would be though after that. That
yeah,
whole time
Yeah.
in the island eating
Yeah.
human flesh.
I mean, honestly, that's probably why the three of them stuck together.
Yeah.
Because they were all probably a little bit messed up from that
they all
well,
experience.
because Virginia even she didn't talk. She couldn't talk.
Yeah,
still
she
doesn't talk.
was probably mutated to the point where, like,
Yeah.
you know, she didn't have a tongue or something. Which, speaking of, she could have a mutant baby if she was
Yeah.
mutated.
Mm.
Like, did it change her
Oh, yeah.
DNA?
I don't know. I actually really want them to make a third game.
Yeah.
There's something about the now there's like a Forest Games, but when you like you're I don't know, you're expecting basically the highest quality survival game that you can think of.
Was the next one Daughter of the Forest?
I don't know. I mean,
Grandson of the Forest.
this game is so, like, it's gotten so much better than the original. I don't know if they'd be able to completely redo everything. I'm guessing
Yeah.
they would just take what they have, make it better, and then add a lot of stuff to it.
That's the thing, is it's gonna be very difficult.
I was gonna say they could potentially just do less of like they could do like another survival game with less story to it.
But why would they do that? This
They-
one
I don't
has
they
know.
teased
more
the story for a reason. And
This
I know you might not be the biggest survival game fan, but a lot of people are.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't get away from their core audience, so it's absolutely going to be another survival game.
no, I'm not saying it's not going to be. I'm saying like if they did make another game, I mean they could implement. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to.
I don't know
Think about
how they're gonna top this though, because think of like for instance, even just the cutting down the trees.
Mm.
Like the way that looks and the log breaking and all that, like
Unless they
The
can
next-
make it even look better than that.
the next game is gonna be insane if they top it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can really improve that much because it already looks so good.
It just
But
needs
I
to,
think the next game might be even more story focused.
yeah.
Because they have the bones of the game. They
Yeah.
can take that, create a new island with new stuff, but they may expand upon the whole other world.
What
Like
if they
maybe
did a
you can
tropical
go
island?
there. Tropical would
that'd
be
be sick.
really cool.
That would or like
Yeah.
like the Amazon or something. Like have like I don't know.
like
Snakes
yeah,
to
jungle,
rescue.
snakes, jungle.
jaguars, and all those things.
They definitely could do a lot. I just
You could
I don't know.
tame them and then ride them.
the snakes.
What is this? Power World?
Far Cry.
Arc?
Anacondas.
Oh, Far Cry.
Primal.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any confirmed, right? Anything?
I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
definitely not. And I don't think they would.
Uh,
confirm
They're still.
anything
I
for a
think they're
couple
still
years.
planning on adding updates to this one.
They
too.
are.
Yeah.
What
So
What I like about this one compared to the first one is the trees. Like when you cut them down, if you cut a small tree down, you get like one log. If you cut a really big tree down, you get 6. In
Yeah.
the first game, any tree you cut down, you immediately got 4.
yeah, I remember
So,
that.
like they changed that. But
Mm-hmm.
the only thing the video that we just watched didn't show is the actual artifact ending, like going and finding the last artifact.
I mean,
Yeah, there wasn't a cutscene ending, but it was an extra cave. They added it only in 1.0, and you find the last piece. But as far as I know, they don't tell you what it does. Which,
you have to figure it out for yourself.
yeah, at least one of the functions is you can coat pretty much any building thing with solophyte.
we
make it
we
go-
coated our entire base with the gold.
The reflections made the game lag so bad.
It was like it was the most hideous but
Yeah.
awesome looking thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The devs said on Twitter, this isn't in relation to the next game, but hey everyone, thanks for those who have joined us in our early access journey into the Sons of the Forest. We have sold over 2 million copies in the first 24 hours of the release.
of 1.0 or the original.
1.0.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy that so many people bought it on 1.0.
2 million in the first 24
much is the game?
hours.
30.
$30.
$30.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So wait, how much is that? Is that
that's 60
60
million.
million.
60?
That's just
Yeah.
after.
Well, I mean,
1.0.
That's not counting
Steam
early
takes
access.
about 10%. I
No,
think.
it's a big cut. It's like 30.
Is it 30?
Might be 20 to 30.
I mean, still like 40 something mil
That's
From the game?
crazy.
after the game
They
released.
have everything they need for another game.
Yeah, like I don't know how much the first game sold. I'm curious.
Probably a
a
decent
couple million,
amount.
probably. I would assume.
I'll have to look. See.
That is so cool. Yeah, I really hope they make another game. And I think I don't know, a trilogy would be nice. Close it out
yeah,
with the third
that is
game.
true.
Wasn't the
Close out
forest
the story.
$115 or was it 20?
It was 20.
You know what I would like to know is under the 1.0 release update or patch notes, it says you can now spoiler or create a spoiler with the combined artifact.
Undo the spoiler. Click on it.
No, you can't. It's
Oh,
just
It's
text.
just written.
You can now blank or create blank. Well, it's probably
You can probably find the spoiler notes somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see because it looks like the original
Teleport.
forest
actually
sold
it
over
was.
5
I think
million.
one of those is teleport because
What's
you can
that?
teleport with it.
The original
Yeah.
forest sold over 5 million,
Wow.
and that is
Imagine how exciting that is for the dev team.
oh, yeah. That
Like-
was $20,
Yeah.
Which that's 100 mil minus or plus the or not counting the Steam take.
which is actually crazy. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's. I wonder how big their studio is now. But it's good that they still kept to their roots and didn't just go super corporate about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I hope they make another game.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Tropical would be cool.
But luckily, we found that blueprint for the pad that you could teleport.
Oh
to.
yeah, where do we even find that? It was in.
It was
I
in
found
some
it.
cave or
I found it
maybe
in like some cave, and I was like, "What is this?" And then we built it, and then after we get the artifact, we're like, "Let's go see what this does."
It didn't do anything or have an obvious use, so
It doesn't tell you, which sucks.
Yeah, I'm sure somewhere in the game they tell you though, because there are very detailed notes and emails and things you find.
which I kept grabbing stuff and just you would look at it for like 5 minutes.
Well,
Yeah,
I was actually
whoops.
reading it, and to me, it would put it away before I finished reading it, and I was like, oh, I want to actually keep reading
I
it.
see.
So they really want you to read stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, in a way, we didn't rush it, but we didn't like experience everything.
Yeah. I had to watch a lore video.
I mean, we took our time, but we also beat it a week after, like exactly a week after.
We could have
came
beaten
out.
it faster,
We could,
honestly.
we
if
could beat it in like 2 days.
Yeah, but
We played like
if you
8
want to
hours.
rush through the game, that's up to you. But you miss out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Some people want to like speed run it and then be done with it.
I
So
mean,
it's-
we should go back and like explore all those caves, get all those blueprints. There's still one more blueprint that the artifact uses, and it
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It like deters all the mutants.
I don't even know what that
the
looks like.
animals.
You have to keep it satisfied with the soul fight though.
Yeah,
But that could be pretty good endgame if you just want to chill out.
Yeah.
and if we had the destruction on for our house, that would definitely help out.
There's also another thing that we don't have that causes Solophyte to spawn wherever you want.
Huh.
Did you say the like Solophyte maker or like grinder or something you were talking about?
I don't know, but after you beat the game, lightning starts appearing, at least on the mountains,
Yeah.
and Solophyte spawns up there.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's the same thing. It just like causes lightning to strike and Solophyte to appear or something.
Mm.
But it's cool because they give options for any sort of player. If you want to make it like most hardcore, difficult survival game ever, you can do that. Or you could just play on normal and have a relaxed time with it.
Yeah.
We did play on hard though.
We played
We
on
did.
hard, yeah.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of people.
Yeah.
The only thing
So-
that was hard was the endgame mutants that are just so tanky.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad they're hard to beat, but they're honestly in some cases harder than the final boss.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
like
they were.
the demon boss was honestly easy.
Mm.
Because the katana was so OP.
Well,
It was-
there were
Yeah.
people shooting with shotguns, then
Yeah.
people running up to him with the melee weapons, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was very easy.
But yeah, I'm excited for the next one. Imagine they do something with like boats, like maybe a couple islands separated.
Oh
And you
yeah.
have to use a boat to like get to that
Then
island.
there's a
People were
mutant in the
upset
water.
about that. They were like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
want the houseboat." Even the first game had it, but that houseboat was honestly useless.
It was
I love
pretty-
the houseboat.
It was
though.
fun to make,
Yeah.
but it was pretty crap if you think about it.
It was terrible, but it was awesome.
You could put a fire on it, and that was about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the only thing was that you could have it on the water. I mean, but now
Yeah, but
The only water sections you could use on were the few ponds. Like you can't even call them a lake; they're not that big, and the ocean.
in the rivers
Yeah, but you couldn't sail a boat down those rivers.
but now you just
We
wait
did.
until it
with the houseboat.
Not in the Sons of the Forest.
Oh no, not the new one. Yeah.
I'm thinking of how they can surprise us though. Like imagine, I don't know. There's so many things that they could do. Like imagine they do something fun with the whole golden planet. Like whoever lives there maybe comes and attacks you or something, or like you get
Mm.
abducted or something. I don't know, something like crazy. Cause like how
Yeah.
can you really top, like there was some points in this game when the first time I saw the Halsey, I was like, what is that thing?
Mm,
Yeah. Well, you know, Stranded Deep. I never played it, but I always liked the way it looked. If they make a game where you could have boats, you can sail to different islands, like Chug said,
That would be crazy.
be really cool.
Oh, that
Like-
was what Caleb said.
oh, wait, Caleb said, but
yeah.
like there are sharks and more water creatures, maybe water mutants you have to deal with.
Ooh.
Mm.
That's
That would be
really
cool.
that would be the only way they could top it, and
And
then also have a huge island to go around and explore.
They have time. Like I bet they get together frequently and just throw ideas out there.
They probably have most of the team working on something new, and then like a bunch of people working on updates for Sons of the Forest.
I do hope they make another one because I'm looking for a closing to the story. You know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not
To
the
me.
most deep story in the world. At least the cutscenes aren't the most deep, but the
No.
actual lore itself is just so interesting.
it
Yeah.
is.
And I don't know. A lot of people, well, I don't know about a lot, but at least some people are complaining like, "Oh, it's not as dark as the first game." It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not like sacrificing another child to save your son, but there's a lot of other stuff that happens.
Like if you have those people watch the cam footage of them just annihilating the cultists, and the cultists just
Yeah.
kill, like slitting their own throats and
Yeah.
stabbing themselves. I don't know.
I mean, there's skeletons everywhere in the caves,
Yeah.
and some of them are hung by their feet, meaning they didn't hang themselves.
And some of
Someone did that.
Some of the bodies that you find, like that one with the head with like the 40-50 fingers sticking out of it,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
is so gross.
I guess the first game, the darkness came from the decision you made of like it's either Timmy or the girl, right? Because you could put Timmy in the thing, kill the girl, so Timmy lives.
No, you try to put the girl in, but she's already dead,
Oh,
and so he needs a live child to put in there.
oh,
So that's why he shoots the plane down.
oh my gosh! I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a pretty big
Oh.
thing.
That was crazy.
I mean, we already saw the whole city thing in the original, but if we had seen that now, it would have been even bigger for us. Because
City? It was a city thing in the original?
not the first game. I mean, the original release.
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Forest.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you shot down another plane so that you could
You
do it.
became the
the
red,
red guy.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
it wasn't as shocking, for sure.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I don't think they could do that though.
No,
That's
they
just the first game thing.
they didn't try to replicate that.
No.
They did a different thing because they knew they weren't gonna beat that.
Mm.
No, but yeah. I have confidence in them. If they were to make another game, they could definitely
Yeah,
probably.
and they
make this
improved a lot of stuff over time, and they have a lot of feedback. So
Yeah.
if they continue to improve this engine, make it more efficient, they could reuse it in a lot of places because they have a good building system and a lot of other mechanics, so they can apply that wherever they want, pretty much.
They're gonna make a forest battle royale with dances and
Ew.
skins.
No, a forest extraction shooter.
Oh right. Yeah.
Because that's the big thing right now.
I have a couple questions for you guys. So you know how the only actual human is that guy with like the like metallic sweatshirt. or
The Asian
bomber?
dude?
Yeah, the Asian dude.
Yeah.
Do you think he went into that cube originally, and that's how everyone else got mutated? But
No,
They were trying to find the cube, I thought.
the end line he says is what's in the cube? What did you see in the cube?
Oh,
He was
yeah.
trying to find it.
Yeah, and
And because we got the armor and opened the door, so we were technically the first people to go in there.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure when you use the cube, people get mutated. Because I
Yeah.
think he got mutated because he wasn't in the cube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And those that are closer, although actually, there's a note we found right
I
before
was
the
just
cube.
gonna say that.
It said something about the people that are the most evil have the worst mutations,
Oh,
And
so his was
he was
horrific.
the worst evil. That's why
Yeah.
he became that huge boss at the end.
which explains why Timmy wasn't completely mutated.
Hmm.
Like the kids, that probably didn't happen to them.
Yeah.
I know, like they had in the first game, the place that they experimented on kids with, there was like the giant containment center just
Oh,
full
yeah.
of flesh and whatever.
Yeah.
I remember that when we went down, it was the first time we actually saw something other than like woods. And
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
But also that wasn't related to the cube. Those are different artifacts from presumably the same civilization. So, I'm guessing the whole mutation thing on this island at least comes from like people that are evil.
Or do you
It's a
think
big-
that the island from the first game came from the island that we played on in this game? Because there's not as many things happening there. There's a ton of stuff here.
Came from? What do you mean?
The cube here, the artifact from the first game came from the
Same
the
civilization.
island. Well, yeah, same civilization, but everything came from this island.
Well, because like Timmy's
Maybe.
dad from the
'Cause
first game.
There's a
wrote
lot
that
of
book, right?
facilities.
Or Timmy
Yeah.
wrote the book.
He
What if
his
the-
dad wrote the book,
What
yeah.
if the Puftons were looking for that cube again? They found this island.
The
bought it.
Puftons were rivals of the company from the first game. The Puffins, he gave like 700. That's where he got the money. Virginia got $700 billion.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's why he has the fancy
Yeah.
car.
Oh, of course he.
Oh,
married her.
wow,
Oh, and
dude.
wow. Main character's a jerk.
So, like, you're basically a billionaire now. That's how you have all that money.
Wow.
But yeah, he was a rival of the pharmaceutical company from the first game, and they had their own set of stuff on that island, and he had this island.
Oh, at the same time.
No, that company still existed, but the first game took place like at least 20 years before, at least 80s. Because Eric is old. He's the guy who plays at the first game. Timmy is older, obviously, so it's like 20 years later.
I don't know. I really thought that they were gonna, like you said, they it was just a rumor, but like have more NPCs besides just Virginia. And
Yeah,
California.
I mean, I don't even know what they do at that point, because then they have to change the ending, like unless they die or something. But
The only real NPC that they added was Timmy, and that's what I saw in the patch notes. Or
Timmy was in the game previously, though.
yeah, but it said they added him to like the ending or something like that.
He
Did
was
I-
in the ending.
Cube. He wasn't at the cube though. Originally.
Timmy?
Yeah.
yeah, he
In-
was.
in the first when on release. He was in the cube. That's where you
Yeah.
first. No, not when you first saw him, but he was in the cube. He didn't follow you through the cave.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think they could add any other NPCs just because one is probably enough. At least one that helps you build. Just Kelvin. That's good if you play single player and you have a companion with you, and then someone that helps you fight. I don't know what else you need.
It would turn into literally like a rated M
Power World?
Not Power World, like a rated M. The game with the villagers.
Virtual Villagers?
No,
You're talking about
Nintendo.
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing.
Oh,
What? Yeah.
remember Virtual Villagers? I used to love those
that
games.
game was so old.
You have a little village and you make them all work.
Make
and
them
uncover
worship
secrets.
the idols. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably a good
Yeah.
place to stop there.
Yeah.
Amazing game.
Definitely recommend it. And if you played even just past updates, it's still worth playing through again. If you've never played it, go play the first game and then experience the whole thing from the start.
Yeah.
We kind of spoiled the first game for you in this spoiler section, but
Wow.
It'll be nothing. You'll probably honestly forget about that until you get to it, and then it'll still be mind blowing.
yeah.
But all right, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching Cubold Cast. We'll see you in the next episode.